Thomas Partey and Ben White, Matt Turner have gone ahead to join the Arsenal warm weather training camp in Dubai, and they are there. It's a very huge boost in the camp of Arsenal, because when you're having those 3-4 players rejoin you, obviously you don't 100% that everything is going on as planned for the season. With the injury of Gabriel Jesus down, when you are having lots of players returning, that's another huge boost happening all at the Arsenal side. The other story is about Martinelli and Grant Xhaka. We don't know when they are really going to join, but obviously news is being reported by Kaya Kanak. You know him, he's the Arsenal correspondent for the Arsenal Football News. He has come out and really given us stories that I feel like I cannot end a day without letting you know about these stories. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Arsenal is holding a warm weather winter training camp in Dubai, and obviously this is why we are here to bring you stories concerning Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button after smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Now, you know that most of the Arsenal players in the World Cup have been knocked out, and the recent ones being knocked out are Bukayo Saka and Ramsdale. They've added themselves to Grant Xhaka, Tomiyasu, Ben White, which other player of Arsenal? I think those are the ones, because Arsenal had close to 10 players: Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and very many others that have been playing at the World Cup. And as we speak now, they are out and they've left the camps of their respective national teams, and they are going to join Arsenal. Amongst those that have just joined is Thomas Partey and Ben White, a confirmation that has really come in through at a very, very quite good note, because Arsenal is preparing to go on and play in the game of West Ham at the Emirates. Now, we've been told by Kaya Nak, he's the Arsenal writer for the Football London. You know that very well. It's a website that covers all football teams in London. He's told us that Benjamin White, Thomas Partey, and Matt Turner returned to Arsenal training in Dubai on Sunday. All three could be involved in the Dubai Super Cup match against AC Milan on Tuesday. Now, let me first talk about Benjamin White. When the story broke, it broke up late in the night when England had just beaten Wales by 3-0. I came here and told you guys that must be something hidden that the FA doesn't want to come and tell us. Now, after 2-3 days, news came in through that Ben White had really a very bad misunderstanding with Southgate and his assistant in the World Cup, in their World Cup hotel camp. That's where they really sent him home. Gareth Southgate, towards the game of France, in the pre-match press conference, he said that the FA came out and gave you a reason as to why this player is not with us right about now. And the reason was he had some, family problems and personal issues. That's why he left, and they are keeping it at that. And then the manager also went ahead to retaliate onto the statements that were made before by the FA, that is it. Nothing has changed. Me going out to reply to what you're telling me is like proving that your questions are right. But the fact was, Ben White, to me, I believe, broke out to these people because this was the game when he was supposed at least to play his World Cup debut. All players had a game to play. You get? At least they would have taken off Harry Maguire, and he played in the central defense. But I think what brought problems between Ben White and the coaching staff of England is that game was meant to be for players that have not even kicked a ball for England at the World Cup. But the management never gave Ben White a chance. I think that really left him in a very bad mood, to say to it that it forced him out of that. And he was right, because when you look at Brazil, when they are beating South Korea at the semi-finals, at the round of 16 4-0, every player that had not played a minute was brought on. You get on the field of play. So I think Ben White, as a player, had a point in what he was saying. The likes of Kylian Trippier had already played. Then why do you bring them on the field of play? You get? Trent, who had not played, was brought on, and I believe it is naivety of the highest order to believe that Ben White forgot to play as a central defender, because he can play as a central defender, he can play as a right back, he can play as a central defensive midfielder. I believe in one of the three positions, Gareth Southgate and his assistant would have found a position to fix him to play a game in that match of Wales. But they didn't. I think this is what brought a breakout, because after the game was played yesterday, the next day, the story was really put out in the media that the FA has finally confirmed Ben White has left the camp of England to go out and sort out some family problems. And this is where reality bites in, and obviously lies take long, but to take long, swailing, but to wash them away takes a second. 3 days later, Sterling's home was robbed. Sterling flew back to England to talk to the family members. For Sterling, his family issue was really put out in the limelight. But for Benjamin White, his family issues and personal issues were not put on the limelight. So it shows you how ugly it became for Ben White. Sorry, for the English national team. They never wanted to wash their dirty linen in public, and they kept quiet. And why did they keep quiet? Because they wanted to keep harmony in the dressing room, and they knew that maybe that would help them go through to the semi-final. But obviously they are knocked out by France yesterday after their captain Harry Kane missed out on a penalty. But these players are really back. Let me talk about Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is another player that is really great to come out and talk about. Thomas Partey last got an injury when Arsenal was playing Brentford. That's the last game he played for Arsenal. And then he went, before the international break. Then he went for the international break. As he was warming up in the game of Ghana versus Brazil, got an injury, like a certain pain in his knee. Then he returned to London Colney. Ever since then, Thomas Partey has gone ahead to play every Arsenal game. Thomas Partey went to the World Cup. He played all 3 Ghana games, and he played 90 minutes, and he is not injured. Guys, that is a plus to the Arsenal side. I would like to come out and really give a plus to the Arsenal side for being a very good side of doing the needful, of helping Thomas Partey to really stay fit. Because if you want to compete in these trophies, you need to keep Thomas Partey 100% fit. You need to keep him fit to see to it that he goes ahead and helps you into that central defensive midfield area. Because in games that they are going to play, they need him to come out and act, and that is Thomas Partey and Ben White. So Thomas Partey not getting injured for close to 2 months, it's really a miracle, because last season he played some good games, played 28 games in the Premier League, but obviously in shifts. He could play like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He gets an injury, misses out like 5. He comes, plays some 8. He gets injured again. So it shows you that this time around, Thomas Partey is really doing a very good job. The other one that has returned is Matt Turner, and that is Thomas Partey at the warm weather training camp in Dubai. This is Ben White, very close into that. That's a very close shot, and Benjamin White was really doing a very good job. Then he met Mikel Arteta, and they talked during the training session. And I believe it's good to see that Benjamin White is back to that Arsenal side, because he was really so much pivotal playing into that right back position of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. And I believe that is over, and he's now going to go on and do the needful. And now, where are the personal problems? Have they flew through the window? 100% confirm there was something fishy about Ben White. That's it. Though many don't want to come out and confirm it, but I would like to go on and confirm it. There was something fishy concerning Ben White's dismissal out of the camp of England. I think he really blew hot and cold, and he told them, how can't you not put me into this team? Now, the other player that has really gone ahead to return is obviously Matt Turner. And I think I should show you Matt Turner also training with the Arsenal team in Dubai. And we've been told that they're going to take part into that game against AC Milan, meaning that Arsenal is going to be a more strong side from the side that really played against Lyon. If I'm to let you know about the side that played Lyon, Hein, who saved 3 penalties and kept a clean sheet. Then Cedric Soares played as a right back, Kiani left back, Rob Holding and Gabriel Magalhaes played as the central defenders. Then El Nini, Odegaard and Sambi Lokonga played as a midfield 3. Then Fabio Vieira played as a right forward. Reece Nelson played as a left forward. Obviously, Edin Ketia led the line for a team which goes by names of Arsenal. But I believe he might maintain the same lineup, and these other ones will come through in the second half to play the game of football. The likes of Ben White, Thomas Partey, this other player, Matt Turner, because I believe AC Milan is a more strong side than that side of Lyon that they beat 3-0 in Dubai. That's where the tournament is taking place. So afterwards, we've been told by the same man, the Arsenal correspondent for Football London, known as Kaya Nek, is telling us that Gabriel Martinelli, Granit Xhaka and Takahiro Tomiyasu are set to join Arsenal squad in Dubai for the training camp this week. The trio have been given some time off following the World Cup. Now, I believe it's going to be like 3, 4 to 7 days, and these two will come in and really join the Arsenal camp. Obviously, Gabriel Martinelli left the camp of Brazil immediately. He never wanted to hear anything concerning Brazil because he felt like he would have played part in that game of football. And I believe that is true because Rodrigo, who was brought on, he's the one who missed even the penalty and had nothing to do in that entire game. I believe if Martinelli was brought to play into that game, I believe, even if the plan of God was that Brazil was going to be knocked out, I believe in Martinelli making more threats onto the back four of a team called Croatia than Rodrigo, because Rodrigo never did the needful. Then Granit Xhaka was beaten 6-1 by Portugal. Even Portugal was knocked out yesterday by Morocco, but obviously Granit Xhaka came out and told us that he's going to join the Arsenal camp soon. I'm liking the spirit of these players. They believe that they have something to fight for because they're 5 points ahead of Man City, leading the Premier League table, and they are really showing the manager that we are here to go on and help you win. They are loving Arsenal because they know that it's time for them to get back to the big giants they were from sleeping, and now it's Mikel Arteta taking them to where they are. So if at all that trio joins the Arsenal camp, that means the players that will be left will be Ramsdale, Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. Not so, those will be the only Arsenal players left, and the only Arsenal player left in the World Cup, I think, is William Saliba. Not so, because in Morocco there is no player for Arsenal. In France, there is William Saliba. In Argentina, there is no player for Arsenal. And in Croatia, there is no player for Arsenal. That means Arsenal is left with just 1 player at the World Cup. 2 more left to join Arsenal. So, I believe by the time they play West Ham, they're really going to go on and really have a very fantastic squad. And I believe even when they're playing West Ham, William Saliba is going to be available. There will be, I think those will be 9 days. 9 days from the World Cup final, that is 18th. Arsenal is playing on the 27th. There will be 9 days. 9 days will be given to these players of us, to William Saliba, to find himself back to play for Arsenal. And I believe he'll do a wonderful job against West Ham because he has not been playing in the World Cup. He just came on the game of Tunisia, but he's going to keep himself. It is like Ben White, because even Ben White was training with the English national team, but he never played a minute. The difference with Saliba is that at least Saliba came on and played some 45 minutes for France when they are being beaten by Tunisia in the last group stage game. So that's what is happening at the Arsenal warm weather training camp in Dubai. Players have rejoined Arsenal. More 3 are going to join them next week. And obviously, this is what we call the boost, or the title winning boost for Arsenal, because when you get these players, the manager has got them early enough. They have some matches to play, and I think the match of Juventus they're going to play on the 17th is going to be so much inclusive of the likes of Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Xhaka, Tomiyasu, Thomas Partey, Ben White, almost the entire starting 11 of Arsenal will be available, apart from Gabriel Jesus, who is injured, and William Saliba, who will be away at the French national team duty, depending on how they're going to do on Wednesday. Because on Wednesday it's going to be 14th. It's going to be 14th. Obviously, if at all they knock out Morocco, they'll be in the finale. If at all Morocco knocks them out, it will be return calls to the French national team players from Dubai to their respective teams. Thank you guys for watching in through. Rokani David remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe, and your reactions to Thomas Partey, Ben White and Matt Turner joining the Arsenal warm weather training camp in Dubai are welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 9,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching in through. May the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly. Rokani David is my name, and don't forget to say a prayer before you go to sleep. First video of the day, more are yet to come. Something crucial concerning Michael Modric. Fabrizio Romano has dropped a bomb.